We are recording.
We recording now?
Mm-hmm.
One Crew Podcast.
One Crew Podcast.
Yeah, all about growth.
My name's Dylan.
My name is Camargo.
We're here talking about today content, which, in my opinion, Matthias, is truly the end of the all. Like, whenever you talk about, like, growth and all these things that we're talking about nowadays, it really comes down to it. Content. The definition of content, being happy with what you have, right?
Yeah.
Today, we're just being thrown all of these different things of, like, if you're on social media, if you haven't gotten rid of it, you're constantly being seen the best of everything. And yeah, you might be listening to this podcast and be hearing, like, this sounds like a broken record. You probably heard it a million times, but what did we talk about last episode? The affirmations, right? You got to be constantly saying this shit to yourself over and over and over. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. Content and that type of topic.
So being content, for me, I mean, I want to draw a little distinction. I think there's like two main forms of content. There's being content with yourself as an individual, which I think you should never be content with yourself. You should never, because being content makes you complacent. Being complacent makes you lazy, and being lazy means you stop growing.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be content with what you have, but always strive for more. Why do you have to be content? Because you have to be in the moment. You have to be in the moment with what you have and appreciating it.
Mm-hmm.
That's being content with your life. That's being content with who you are of today. And it's only by accepting what you have that you can be content with it in order to actually grow.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that's what we are here to talk about today. What is it for us? We're going to be hopefully bringing up at the end how we can apply it to certain things throughout your life that you might be struggling with.
Yeah, how you can make your life better and how you can, through the use of being content and at the same time not being content, you can actually improve your life. I think that's a big thing. Like, for you listeners out there, and, you know, I'm actually Buddhist, so a lot of that is being in the moment. It's understanding that you have to be grounded in the life of who you are now, you know? But being in the moment doesn't mean living for the moment. When you live for the moment, you stop thinking about the future, and you're just trying to, you know, do the now. You have to be in the moment to appreciate the now, while at the same time understanding that there is a future.
Right.
There is sacrifices that you have to make.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you can't be content with who you are, which means you have to sacrifice certain things to grow. But you have to be content with what you have, because what you have, it doesn't really matter.
Right. Right. Where you are currently is just another stepping stone. In the next day, you're going to be somewhere different. The next day, you're going to be somewhere different.
Well, that's the whole point of our life, right, man?
Right.
Like, wouldn't it get boring if every single day you look back and you're like,
you do the exact same shit
Same old
every
me.
single day, the exact same stuff, right? You haven't
gotta
changed a little bit, right? It's a pretty boring lifestyle if you go back and in 50 years you really do look back and hear, or like, you know, growing up you hear about these people who are like, live life to the fullest, all like these old people about to die, right? But it's like, you don't want to fucking be that old person telling another kid that you're full of regrets, you know?
Yeah.
And that you wasted your fucking life.
No, you want to be the old person that doesn't have to tell people, like, go do this, go do that, like, live every moment. You got to be living your moment when you're 70.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Like, I mean, completely off topic, but you know what consciousness is and who you are of the moment? Like, I remember the me of before and how my mind has changed. But it's still the same me.
Right.
So when I'm 70, I hope to still be the same me, growing and changing and learning.
I see what you're saying. That's not really that off topic. It's interesting though, how you realize, like, if you are at a level of self-awareness that you can see your previous brain processes, and you can remember those, and you can look back and say, this is how I thought before, and this is, in my opinion, now incorrect.
Yeah, I mean,
it's something that you have to be self-aware.
You have to be introspective with it. You have to be introspective with yourself.
Exactly.
Like, for example, we just started playing chess together.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a fun game. It's a difficult game.
Oh,
and when we started playing 3 months ago, we were garbage.
Yeah.
Absolute garbage. You know, and it's very easy to keep on playing like garbage.
Right, but you have to look to.
You have to look to grow.
You have to look at your mistakes. You have to realize your mistakes, learn them, fix them, consistently put yourself in the position to grow.
And that's how you enjoy the game, and that's how you develop yourself as a person.
Exactly.
And this is things that people have to do with everything. You have to look at something in your life that has some sort of meaning to you, not to anybody else, to you. For example, you love woodworking.
Yeah.
For me, honestly, not really a woodworking guy, never really got into it.
Right.
You know? But it doesn't do the same to me to do woodworking that it does to you.
Exactly.
But because woodworking is something that you can work at and become better at, it makes you a better person, which that grows into your connections. That grows into who you are now.
Exactly.
I like doing mixed martial arts. I like fighting. It's fun. It's enjoyable, and it's an expression of yourself. And there is mastery in these things. There is mastery in certain things you do. Scrolling through things or just looking for new things to buy. There's no mastery in that. There's no growth in that.
What did you say earlier? The difference between
living in the moment
and distracting yourself. What did you say with that? The distractions versus entertainment or something like that?
Yeah, there's distractions between being content and actually just being distracted. There's so many things nowadays that keep you distracted. So many TV shows.
Because you can be entertained and content with that entertainment.
You're content with the entertainment,
but you're not content with who you are.
No,
and that's where we're talking about.
It's shooting the synapses in your brain. It's making your brain think, "Ooh, I'm awake. I'm awake. I'm awake." That's all our brain does. It's all chemicals. It's all science, and it's all electricity.
Yeah, just a big ass computer.
Yeah,
for real.
When you get your brain used to those little synapses boost, that right there's that releases the dopamine that makes you feel happy. Makes you feel entertained.
Dopamine, serotonin. I don't know any of those drugs. I should not be listing them off.
Dopamine, serotonin.
That was one?
Yeah, serotonin is in the brain.
I don't know any of them.
Yeah, well, a lot of them have a lot to do, and I'm not some sort of brain specialist.
Right.
I don't presume.
Yeah, we do not know any of these things.
This is the basic idea of how our brain works, and like through biology and through like our history as humans and our evolution, our brains have been developed so that this little distractions and all these little things make us feel content, but they don't make us grow as an individual, and that's the difference between like the primal human and the ethos and the ego of the man you are.
Right.
Is that you can sacrifice the now for the future.
For self-betterment.
For self-betterment.
If you choose to do that. Or you could sacrifice some now and kill yourself in an hour.
You can do that.
You can dope up on some PCP and go fucking OD.
That is not a good. That is not sound advice.
No, that is not a good idea. Don't do that. But it is out there.
It is out there, and there is
some people have done that. Yeah.
There is people who do it. But the people who kill themselves and who do all those things, they will never grow. They will never change.
They don't have self-respect.
Yeah, they don't have self-respect because they don't believe in themselves enough to believe that they'll make it out all right.
They don't think that they can make it. Like what you were just about to say.
Yeah, here's the thing. Everybody's exactly the same. In my opinion, everybody's exactly the same.
That's the goal of this podcast.
You have the same ability to grow as an individual that anybody else has. No matter what sort of bad things were given in your life, no matter sort of bad luck you pulled out of the cards, you have the ability to change your fate because other people have done it. Because other humans, just like you, there's 7 billion of us. There's other humans just like you who have pulled out and who have done better, and you have to strive for that because you know you can.
Damn right. And that's where you got to have the self-respect to believe in yourself and to look in the mirror naked, how I talked about.
Yeah, and say,
and fucking tell yourself that you've got this. Be comfortable with who you are. Show yourself a little love. Show yourself a little fucking respect. get the fuck after your goals. Do some time and really just be introspective. Take some time and try to be as self-aware as you can and just look at yourself. Evaluate your goals, your actions, your habits, what you do that makes you feel the way you do.
Yeah.
And if that feeling from your actions is negative, then you obviously have a problem with yourself.
You obviously got to stop doing that shit.
You clearly don't like what you're doing. You got to stop. So let me ask you, listener, how long are you going to let yourself be disappointed in yourself? You can't keep on doing the same shit over and over. That's the definition of insanity right there.
Yeah,
doing the same shit over and over and over and
that's
expecting.
the meme by Albert Einstein.
What is it?
The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting something to change.
It's insanity. You can't keep on doing the same shit and scrolling through your fucking social medias and wanting this different lifestyle when you're sitting on the couch scrolling through this stuff wanting it. You're not gonna. That's a wantrepreneur. You're not going out there doing the work, getting the shit done. You gotta fucking focus up, just breathe, and relax. That's one thing that I wanted to talk about today too, is relax. A lot of people, I feel like, us included, we put a lot of stress on these things about like how each episode's gonna turn out or how the audio is or all this different stuff, right? But 9 times out of 10, if somebody's listening, they're not focused on the shit like that. They're just listening to us.
But they do like the quality.
There are things like that, right? But whenever you here, let me say this. I don't even know because I just totally blanked on what I was thinking.
Whenever you listen to a conversation like this, you're listening to the conversation. You're not listening to the background noise. You're not listening to the goodies. You're listening for the interaction, right? Mm-hmm. That was more or less the thought process.
Yeah. I was just saying, like, not many people of an average person is going to tune into this and really try and fucking critique what we're doing. Not a lot of people are going to tune in and critique.
Yeah,
you all might want to give out some sort of information, what you want, and please fucking say whatever. Email us, please. I'm pretty sure that the email is onecrewpodcast.com or at gmail.com.
onecrewpodcast@gmail.com. Reach out to us if you
email
feel
us,
like
please.
You need anything. That is.
Yeah, we said that the last episode. Like, we want to talk to people too, so please just email us or comment on whatever we have out there. But
if you think your life is difficult, if you think you're overweight, if you think being overweight makes you less of a person or anything like that, it doesn't.
It does not.
It does not. But you gotta change. You gotta change for you.
Because you
want to be healthy. You should want to be healthy. Your body is a temple. Your body is something you have to take care of. No one else is going to take care of it for you. And your body is gonna be the thing that affects most how you live your life.
Mm-hmm.
Think about that. No matter what job you get, no matter where you live, there's one thing that's going to be the same. Your body's going to affect all the experiences.
Damn right.
If you don't take care of it, what are you going to do in 50 years?
Mm-hmm. Fucking shrivel up and die. Your
Speaking
bones
about
are
taking
gonna
care
crack.
of your body, smoking, very bad for you.
Yeah, smoking cigs. And that's where one thing that I'm almost a hypocrite of is that recently the only reason why I'm talking about the how long are you going to be disappointed in yourself is like I had a dream where I smoked cigarettes and I was just woke up one night and I just remembered this moment where I was talking to myself or somebody said something to me and it was that. And I'm just like, man, woke up and the next morning, ever since then, I just had a bad taste in my mouth about cigarettes. I don't like them anymore. And I know that I'm addicted, because it's like, I don't want it, but I'm still going for it.
Yeah.
I'm still going for it. I need it. It's like, fuck, man. How long am I going to disappoint myself and keep on doing the same fucking habits I keep on doing?
Addiction's difficult, man. Like cigarettes is a hard habit to kick.
Yeah, it is. That's for damn sure.
It is definitely, I think it's up there with probably worse than alcohol addiction, with the way it actually affects the chemicals in your brain.
Right.
The way the nicotine gets you hooked and you start craving it.
Man. It's tough. But that's just where, like, I'm right alongside. If you're listening to this and you're struggling with something, don't think that you're alone,
It's a struggle.
We're all struggling with our own shit.
Uphill road.
And that's just what we're trying to make sure everybody remembers. We're all just the same.
It's one crew.
We're all
nobody's
just the same.
Perfect.
Nobody's perfect. And in this day and age, we want to keep on saying that and keep on putting that message out there of we're all fucking same.
All those Instagram thoughts, man. They got their page. They have a bunch of filters.
They have.
A lot of them use Photoshop, and a lot of them diet. They get dehydrated before the photo shoot. They have all this makeup on, this perfect lighting, and they get this amazing picture.
Mm-hmm.
That, it is a unrealistic beauty standard,
right?
And it's not real because she is selling her image and working on her image to the point that it is incomprehensible for a normal person to do that.
But even then, is that even like working on? Is that even your image? Whenever you start talking about fucking Photoshop and all that extra shit.
Is your likeness. It's your likeness.
Right. But no matter what, see, that's what we're talking about right there, is the fact that this day and age, there's obviously, there's platforms out there that talk about this, but we're just trying to also join in and make sure that we provide the future, that we're working towards the future that we want. And the future that we want is to understand, that everybody understands that we are all together in this, and that when we get down to it, you strip our muscle, bones, our skin and bones down, it's just bones, and we're all the same. Humans are all the damn same.
You were born from the dust of stars. Like,
and
what are you gonna
fucking
do with that? Like, what are you gonna fucking do with that?
What are you gonna do with stardust, man?
Man,
think stardust in your
arms. A star had to die for you to be born. And you're just gonna smoke cigarettes. You're just gonna eat potato chips. Eat Twinkies, be fat.
Right.
Not work out. And I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm a big hypocrite in this because I indulge in chocolate whenever I'm at a gas station, whenever I'm at the store. I see that chocolate and I'm like,
chocolate's fucking good.
I gotta have that.
Chocolate's fucking good.
I gotta have that. It's a cookie. It's a little cookie. Good. You just gotta fucking
that
eat
dough,
it.
Man.
But no, you gotta stop yourself. You gotta stop. You gotta relax.
You gotta control your desires.
You gotta look at that chimpanzee inside of you, and you gotta be like, no, monkey, human time. I'm sacrificing this pleasure right now for my future.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know. It'll relieve you. It'll make you feel good for a little bit. A little sugar will give you a little kick. But you gotta sacrifice that.
Mm-hmm. Do you wanna be a cookie eater, or do you wanna be a worker?
You wanna be a cookie eater? I wanna be a cookie eater, man.
Dude, when I put it like that.
When you put it like that,
I wanna be a cookie eater.
100%. I wanna just eat cookies, man. Go fuck yourself. I ain't working. You're telling me. You're asking me. I
have an option.
You wanna eat cookies the rest of your life? That's an option.
Fucking eating those cookies, motherfucker.
Call me Santa Claus. No, but do you wanna be a fat kid who can't run the rest of your life, or do you wanna fly? Do you wanna fly? And this isn't. I know this might seem slightly fatophobic because I'm using fat and I'm using the like to degrade.
Mm-hmm.
But it's really not about that. It's really not about being fat, as in there's a lot of people who have this mental illness or health illness that causes them to gain weight, which causes a lot of problems in their life and perceptions and everything.
Yeah.
But there's also a lot of people who just don't want to exercise.
That's where it's like,
which is fine. If you don't want to exercise, that's fine. But that's unhealthy.
Mm-hmm.
That's unhealthy. Do you not want to run? Do you truly not want to be able to run? If you like, my grandmother was in a wheelchair. Do you know what she would have given to be able to lose 200 pounds and run again?
Yeah.
And walk again?
Mm-hmm.
And there's people who eat themselves into wheelchairs.
Right. The way that I would put it is, do you want to be able to run around with your kids?
Do you want to
run around with your grandchildren?
With your grandchildren?
Do you want to be able to survive until you see grandchildren?
No, man. Look at our age. Think about it. Our great grandchildren. There's a lot of people who had great grandmothers for like a little period of our time. At our age, you know how long we can live.
Those motherfuckers. Wait.
I'm saying that we might be able to be great grandmothers and great grandparents.
Right.
Well, not great grandmothers. I don't know about you. I don't think I'm gonna manage that this life.
Nope, not this time. But you and I probably could. Right, I understand reincarnation, but we probably could make it.
Yeah, I think so.
If we popped one in the oven right now.
I'm planning to make 150, 200. You know, easy.
What?
Easy.
Dude, I do not want to make it to 200.
You don't want to make it to 200?
I would live maybe 150 years and then
maybe 150.
Kick the bucket.
150 is a lot of time. I agree with that. 200 is the perfect amount, though.
No. 150.
200.
Because I'm assuming that my wife doesn't make this journey also with me, so it's like I got 60 years.
Women live longer than men.
So she'd make it.
Yeah, she'd make it
65.
Yeah,
100 to 150.
If you made it to like women usually live to like 70, men die at like 63.
Real? What the fuck?
Yeah.
63 now?
Yeah, men.
What?
Or it might be 73 and 80. I'm not quite sure.
Damn.
But
This
I know
is
the difference.
number.
I know the difference is like 7 years. Yeah, a lot of people die, man. A lot of
people die. Really?
A lot of people die, really. Yeah, it's.
You know, that's another thing. Are they basing that fucking number off of like just deaths? Like what? What are they basing that number
average,
off of?
That's just like the average like
life expectancy.
Life
what is
expectancy. That? Yeah.
Okay.
Which is like
we don't
some people
get
die
into
at
that
20.
right
Some people die at 30.
That's what I'm saying.
You know? So it's not about the time you put in. It's about the life you put in. It's not about the time in your life. It's about the life in your time.
Damn right. Mm-hmm.
You know,
one of those tongue twisters.
You gotta be happy in the moment.
Yeah,
you gotta be content with yourself. And the only way to be content with yourself is by not being content with yourself. It's by working on yourself.
Right.
It's by growing.
Right. One thing that I don't think we've talked about too much is that we want to is the figuring out what you want in life and how exactly content, pulls into that. But one thing with like the relaxation and what were we just talking about? Fuck.
Being in the moment?
Being in the moment, right? Doing some self-introspection, all those things, all the things we've been talking about, right? All this stuff, it all goes together. Figuring out what you truly want in life is, in my opinion, one of the most crucial things that you're going to have to do.
It is a difficult question, though.
It is
a difficult question.
But it's not impossible.
It is certainly not impossible.
I am 20 years old, and I can say confidently I know what I want in my life.
What do you want in your life?
I want 4 children, a wife, land, and my business. And I know a woodworking business. And I know that that's my passion. And I know that that's where my goals lie.
So you want a family and a trade to pass on to your children?
Well, not necessarily trade to pass on to the children. If they wish, then yes. But just the family is the main part. My trade is my trade. That's whatever. But just this is another thing too. I want to be sufficient and teach sufficiency. That is another goal of mine. Money is obviously a thing that I want, right? Financial stability is obviously a thing I want. But while on the topic of content, for me personally, content involves nothing of money. Cash is a zero sum when it comes to my version of my life. I don't give a fuck about it. I don't do woodworking for it. I don't profit off of anything that I've done so far in my life. Those things, just money doesn't bother me, right? That's just one thing I wanted to say. That's very specifically my version of content.
It's good. It's good that money doesn't bother you.
Right,
though.
right. And that I just want to like say that because you need to look into yourself and find out if money matters to you. There are people that money matters to them, and that's okay if money does matter to you. But you need to take the time to learn if it really does and figure out inside yourself, right?
Why it matters.
Why it matters, how it matters, what for.
And what you're willing to do to get the money.
You need to ask yourself these types of questions, because if you don't, you're going to spend so much time on something and realize that it was just a fucking waste.
You don't give a fuck about it.
And that, in my opinion, this is going to be a little bit of a tangent right here, but that's one of the reasons why divorce is so high, in my opinion, is that people jump into things and they don't fucking know what they want. So they jump into the relationship, think a marriage is a great idea, let's stay together forever, and then boom, divorce. Now, granted, that's a fucking...
Relationships are hard. Relationships are hard.
That's a totally off total thing. But I think that if, especially no matter where you are in your life, fucking 50 years old kids, 30 years old, 18, 16, going into college, high school, just ask yourself what the fuck you want.
Well, we've talking about relationships, you know, little sidetrack here.
Sidetrack, yeah.
You gotta find yourself a partner. I think that's the most important part. You gotta have a partner in crime, because yeah, everybody wants a wifey and everybody wants a baby, but you gotta have somebody who's there for you, who's actually there for you.
Right. There's a big difference between fake people and real motherfuckers, and actually
there is a big difference between fake people and real motherfuckers.
Yeah, having a Bonnie and Clyde situation versus a gold digging slut. It's a little different. I know what you mean, and that is definitely something that, as a man, that might be fucked up to say, and it goes the exact same for women, dude. Women, if you are a strong, independent woman, you do not want to fucking let.
You want somebody who's just with you for your looks.
Yeah, you don't want that motherfucker just to fuck you and go on. Like, that's not what you want. You want somebody who's going to be there and take care of you whenever you're sick, whenever you're fucked up and your brain is going to crumbles because you're having a panic attack. You want that motherfucker to hold you. Those are the things that you need to look for. That's a fucking total sidebar.
Complete tangent.
We could talk about that.
But the point is, don't be content with a relationship you have if you're settling.
If you're 70?
If you're settling.
Right.
You can't just be like, this is good enough.
Yeah. A relationship is the exact same thing as a mindset, as your mind itself. You need to go in at it thinking the exact same thing, that it is a craft that you need to work at and you need to constantly communicate and get better at 24/7.
Yeah, but it takes two to tango, man.
That's the main thing. Two to tango, and that's where you got to find your Bonnie and Clyde. You can't have no slut, gold digging.
You can't dance with somebody who don't want to dance.
Yeah, facts. You can't be having it. It just don't work.
It just don't work. It's quite a tangent going into that.
Yeah.
Talking about content, talking about, being satisfied with what you have. Diet, changing your diet. That's part of health. You gotta eat something that's good for you. Mm-hmm. You gotta look at yourself. You gotta look at yourself not as in what makes me happy right now. You gotta look at yourself as in what is good for me. What am I sacrificing? A little bit of happiness in the moment. So eat something that'll make you better. So eat something that'll make you healthier, Mm-hmm. Like, I'm a big salad guy now, which, a lot of people don't like salads. I find that once you start eating salads, you start to
get
salads
that palate.
Grow on you.
Uh-huh.
It's a palate,
Yeah.
You stop eating. You never eat salads. You're not used to how they taste. You're not used to that freshness from leaves. You're not used to that tanginess. I like putting fermented foods. Yeah, that bitterness.
See, now that's where we can just go back to what we're talking about, the other one, right? The first episode. Change. People are afraid of change.
Yeah.
They don't want to be put uncomfortably eating a salad.
But that's the thing, though. That's the only place where you can change, where you're uncomfortable. That's the place where the human has the greatest margin for change, is when you're the most uncomfortable, when you're the most distressed.
Yep. Whenever you hate something, that's most likely going to be your best situation.
Yeah.
It's interesting to say it, but it works like that.
Well, there are some people who will crack under pressure when they really hate something.
Of course.
But a lot of that is growing to be the kind of person who can work underneath that pressure. Who can actually manage it.
Right. Whenever you break your knuckles in your fist, you know what happens? It just shatters out, heals up, and it's stronger. That's all that happens.
Yeah, I mean,
that's what happens.
Depends how you break them.
Right,
how you break them.
If you shatter them, and
my brother, little tangent, broke his knuckles. Can't punch that well. Can't punch as hard as me. He used to punch a lot harder. But like ever since he broke his knuckles, now he has a weak spot in his knuckles.
Interesting.
It is. But that's part of like sacrificing something and just doing something stupid. If you decide you want to have strong knuckles and you punch a wall slowly and you take your time to actually get tiny little fractures, what your bones can take, it's still putting them under a lot of stress, but you're being smart about it.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Your bones will get a lot stronger.
Yeah, but you have to be strong. You have to be smart about it.
Can't just be punching walls to make your bones hard. It don't work that way. You're not sacrifice. That's not a sacrifice. That would be like a transaction.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not a transaction when you're working for something. You can't be like, I'll give you my arm and I become the greatest kicker in the world.
Right. That doesn't work like that.
Doesn't work like that.
Doesn't work.
You gotta kick every day.
You
gotta grow
every fucking
day.
day. Man. So we were trying one more thing before we finish up here. We were trying to talk about how content applies to the areas of our life. I'm not sure exactly how we were structuring.
That's what we've been
earlier.
talking about. Being content with your diet. Being content.
Right, but that's just diet.
Yeah.
Well, there was another thing that we were talking about earlier that I can't remember. Well,
we
relationships.
talked about health,
Man, I guess we actually did just cover it all, really, in the past,
we did cover
3
a
minutes.
large amount.
Yeah.
Content with your work. Content with your work. There's a lot of people, you got to do something that either you get something from your work or you take everything from your work. There's two ways to look at it, in my opinion. Either you are gaining something from your work or your work is paying you enough, or you're doing something at your work that is giving you enough of an edge that you're like, doesn't matter that I don't care about being here. Doesn't matter that I'm not happy here.
Right. It's paying you enough. It's giving you enough something. Right. I get what you're saying.
There's some people who take jobs. If you want to be a stand-up comedian, take a job where you talk to people. Yeah. You gotta talk to people. You gotta be good at certain things.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to be a model, take a job where you gotta stand all day. Take a job where you gotta do fitness. Take a job where people are taking pictures of you. You're taking pictures of people. Take some sort of job that will actually make you grow, instead of just doing the same shitty stuff over and over and over.
Right.
Again.
Yeah. Just don't be afraid. Put that fear in your back of your mind and just fucking jump, guys.
But if you have something, if you have a wife, if you have a relationship, and you're sacrificing that wilderness, that craziness in order to get something, that's something completely different. That is a different kind of sacrifice. That's a different type of grind.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta be happy with what you have and understand what you have and what is actually important to you.
Damn straight. Figure out it is what you want. And like I said earlier, just fucking relax.
Just fucking relax. I gotta relax more, man.
I'm saying.
I'm always stressing.
I'm saying, but me too, bro. But
I'm
in real life, like we're just chill. Like really, what do we stress?
What's the
about?
worst that could happen? You lose all this material shit.
Right.
Is that really the worst?
What's the bank gonna do? Take your car? You could start over.
Fuck them. Fuck the car.
What? Like that's what. You just get another hoopty and start busting it around. You're still chilling.
Still
it's
chilling.
all good.
You know what happens if they take your car? You walk. You
right.
run. You know what? Bank takes my car. I get a job that's what? 2 miles.
Exactly.
2 miles from my house.
Exactly.
I can't run there every day. I can't run there.
You get a skateboard. Get a bike.
I can't skateboard.
Get a bike.
I can't bike either.
What do you get?
I'm gonna run.
Yeah, damn right.
Run.
There you go.
Yeah. You're like, oh well, what you gonna do? I'm gonna run. Yeah, I get it.
And if you
It's a
can't
lot
run,
easier.
you
it's a
walk.
lot easier to bike. It's a lot easier to skateboard. Well, guess what? My dad was not around. I'm gonna run.
There you go. There you go.
You gotta run. When your dad isn't around, you learn how to run from your problems, and you learn how to run to places.
Yeah.
Little joke right there.
Now you gotta Stop running from your problems. And
Yeah, you
turn
can't be
around
running
and
from your
face
problems,
that
man. You
shit.
cannot be running
In adulthood,
from your problems.
if you're 18 and you're still
cannot be
running from your
running.
problems, you're fucking
You're
up.
Fucked.
You're fucking up, kid.
They'll
Stop
catch
it.
up. They'll catch
They
up.
will catch up.
Listen, guys,
and
I'm telling you this 100%. They'll catch up.
they're gonna catch up, and you're fucked.
You know, you don't fuck with the IRS. you don't fuck with your taxes, guys.
No, dude.
No,
They
I
catch
know-
that shit.
I know y'all thugging out there. I know y'all making your gulag. I know y'all making your money.
Fuck yeah.
Pay your taxes.
Yeah, pay your taxes.
Pay your taxes, son. You gotta pay your taxes.
The IRS will come for you.
The IRS will come for you. You'll think
It might
you'll think
not
you
be.
made it through.
It might not be for like 5 years,
might not be for 20 years.
but they will come for that fucking check.
You'll be chilling at your house, at your mansion, and all of
then
a sudden you're gonna get a knock. It's gonna be a tax agent. He's gonna be wearing this tiny little suit. He's gonna be this tiny little nerdy man.
Excuse
with
me,
little
sir.
beady glasses. Excuse me, sir. Haven't paid your taxes. We're taking it all.
Fucking nerdy ass. Sitting here.
Nerdy ass little dude who used to bully in high school, man. He became a
Damn.
mathematician, became an accountant, got a job in the IRS.
Now
just
he's
to
here
track you
fuck
down.
You up. That's fucked up.
No, you know, if you make it big in football, you know what you gotta do? You gotta save all that money. You know what football's gonna give you? It's gonna give you a whole lot of money and a whole lot of
injuries.
CTE.
Yeah, a whole lot of
injuries.
injuries.
CTE.
That's a concussion, right?
Yeah.
CTE.
CTE.
That's
CTE is what happens. You know, after your head gets bounced enough, you like start losing things. You start going crazy.
real.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy how the NFL doesn't want to talk about how many football players like are involved in domestic abuse and all these kind of cases, and it's not because the people are bad people. It's not that whatsoever.
Because they're literally losing their fucking
It's because
mind.
they're losing their fucking minds.
That's fucked. That's crazy to think about.
Yeah, people. That's why I don't watch football, man. It's nothing.
Dude, I haven't watched any football this year.
Yeah, some people, we have a group chat with friends. You know, they're always talking about football and shit.
Are they?
Yeah, it's barbaric.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
It's just scary.
It is scary, but here's the bigger part. Here's the bigger issue. It's not what it's telling you to be. You gotta be honest in everything. You gotta be honest. This is one of the things about Buddhism. You always gotta be honest. You can't be telling lies.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta be fucking honest.
Who are
And
you hurting when you're lying? Yourself.
Yourself. You're hurting yourself when you're lying. But the NFL's not honest about CTE. The NFL's not honest about its players. You see a sport like, I like mixed martial arts. I like fighting.
Everybody's
honest
straight up
about
about
what it is.
everything. Yeah.
It's honest about what it is fighting. Yes,
Yeah.
people get hurt.
Yeah.
Yes, people are going to be bleeding. Yes, it hurts to walk after you're done with a fight.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you're going to be bleeding in a fight if you get hit a certain way.
Your face is gonna get cut open.
Your
probably.
face is going to get cut open. Yes, that is what a fight is.
Your ear might get fucked up.
Cauliflower ear happens
Oh
to
man,
everybody.
it's so fucking. I hate that shit. That's the only thing why I would never be a real fighter. It's cauliflower ear, man.
Cauliflower ear, really?
Gross as fuck.
It is very gross, but it's also something a lot of people are proud of when they have it.
Really?
Yeah, it's weird. It's a weird kind of wrestling culture. I don't have cauliflower ear.
Right.
And I would never want to have cauliflower ear. But
'Cause
my
it's
brother
like
was
getting hit so many times, right?
It's from getting your ear rubbed against the mat so many times. It's not from getting hit. It's what wrestlers and like Samba fighters get. Samba's Russian fighting. And it's just from getting your stuff dragged.
Damn.
But you know, this is all about like the same thing. This is all about sacrifice. This is things these people are willing to give up for the sport.
Right.
And
for
here's
what
the
they
thing.
want.
If a football player wants to be the greatest football player of all time,
you better expect to get CTE.
he better expect to get CTE.
You better.
Muhammad Ali, greatest boxer of all time,
He's like,
he's dead. He died.
yeah.
Horrible, great man.
Right.
Incredible person. Died from CTE, you know, and it's he expected to get CTE when he was younger. If he knew what it was, he definitely expected to get it because he would do the rope-a-dope. He would let people hit him in the head in order to wear them out so that he could beat them.
Mm-hmm.
It was his sacrifice. It was his sacrifice to become the greatest of all time.
That's crazy. I think on that note, think we're gonna call the end of this.
On that note, you can be Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, dude. Fucking. I mean,
sacrifice what you gotta sacrifice to be the being you want to be in 5
right.
years.
There you go. That's one. Here we go. One last thing I'll say. The habits that you have now is where you will be in 5 years, everybody.
I gotta get rid of some bad habits, man.
You gotta get rid of some bad habits. I gotta get rid of some bad habits. Let me tell you, I guarantee you, every fucking person in a fucking 500 square mile radius has some bad habits.
I think every person everywhere has some bad
everywhere,
habits.
across the world. So if you got some bad habits, don't stress yourself.
Just
Relax.
replace a couple of them with good ones. Start slowly.
Do some introspective thinking and just let us know what you need. Let us know if you need anything. We're always here.
You got any questions about fitness? Any questions about woodworking? Any questions about MMA? Any questions about el español?
Yeah, we
Adelante y pregunten.
There's no restrictions here. Obviously, we talk mainly about educational growth, those types of things. But our hobbies are what's it called now, and what's it called? It's just like I was trying to think of another word for hobbies.
For hobbies?
Yeah, I don't know.
Ambitions. I don't know. Hobbies. There's a difference between hobbies and doing things that fulfill you. I think almost.
Right. Because woodworking definitely fulfills me.
I wouldn't consider wood. It's some things are just hobbies and some things are more than hobbies.
Like whenever it hits the business level.
Whenever it hits the business or personal growth level.
Right, I see what you're saying. Well, woodworking has made me grow, like specifically.
Yeah, 100%. But like collecting trains makes people grow.
No. That's a hobby. Okay. I see.
Collecting stamps makes people grow. I
No.
mean,
Does
makes
it?
you appreciate the small things.
Well, I guess. Well,
with that,
how about you? Let us know what you think with that one. What is a hobby versus a passion?
Yeah, let us know what a passion. That's the right word.
What's a passion versus a hobby?
Find your passions.
Yeah, hell yeah. Well, thank you all for listening, tuning in. We really appreciate it for the 42 minutes that we had with you.
We're gonna be talking a lot more. We're gonna be trying to do this a lot more.
We're thinking two episodes a month is what we're trying to aim for right now.
That's the goal. One might be more growth oriented. One might be more like talking about what's going on today a little bit.
Right.
We'll try to include a lot of things.
Yep. Like I said, thank you all very much for listening. We hope to see you all in the next one. See you.
One crew out.